Right, Gen Alpha, the time has come. It is time for a mukbang. Right, so in this whole selection, we've got the wicked variety. What? We got the wicked variety bucket. We've got 10 pieces of original recipe chicken, 8 hot wings, 4 mini fillets, which are in this, and 4 portion of chips, gigs in there. All in all, apparently, this is 4,560 calories. Oh, that's crazy. I actually don't know if I could finish all this. That's wild. Hey, yo, this is a crazy cheat day. And I got Catherine, obviously, who's gonna be asking me the Q&As. I asked you guys in the community post and on Instagram to ask me some questions in it. So we're just gonna go through whilst supposedly I'm eating this. I did one of these 2023, one of the Lungang mukbangs, and now this is the end of 2024 special, innit? So I guess let's get to it. Let's go with this first one. All right, what are we saying?
What's the gym routine?
Am I supposed to talk whilst doing this?
I think so.
Yeah, they better not be able to hear me chewing. That's crazy. That'll be like ASMR vibes. I don't know how these guys do this. In the gym, I don't train traditionally like most people. They do the bro split, innit? They do what? Chest, back, arms, shoulders, legs. Then they take days off in between. So day one, I do bench, a little bit of lats, a little bit of triceps. That's my day one. Day two, I do bench, a little bit of lats, a little bit of triceps and like military press. Day three, dumbbell bench, and then I do a little bit of lats and a little bit of tricep. And then my fourth day is a 4-hour workout. So I start off with bench and then I just spend 3.5 hours doing legs, innit? So, and what is it? At the end of every workout, I do incline walking. So 18-degree incline, 6.2 speed. Yeah, I just kill myself in the gym, innit? So I don't do bro splits. If you guys are interested in seeing my gym routine videos, then I can make that happen. You just let me know in the comments, innit? Hey, yo, you guys are gobsmacked. What's wrong with my gym routine? But guys, you can see the oil seeping from underneath this. It's crazy. It's like a pool of oil. It's not good for my gym health.
Who is your dream collaboration?
All right, so if you're talking about brand deal, then for sure Lidl, innit? So like I shop at Lidl every week. I buy the same thing every single week, like £65 for all of my nutritional needs, breakfast, lunch and dinner. So if I can get some cheeky discounts from Lidl, that'll be banging, innit? So Lidl, hit me up. If it's a person, well, you guys call me Gramps, innit? But this person is the same age as me, and I've been watching him my whole life, pretty much, and that's KSI. So I've been watching KSI since I was a youth, like back to his FIFA days. And I think he's just a funny guy. Maybe him or, you know, any one of his crew, because I think we can make some pretty funny videos together. I think my personality kind of matches their humor, innit? Because we grew up. He's a posh boy, innit? He grew up in Hertfordshire. I'm like a little bit further south than him in London. But yeah, I think it'll be quite a funny collab, innit?
For the next section, I'm gonna have you spin the wheel because there's actually a special guest coming on, and the wheel will determine who the special guest is. So spin the wheel.
All right, when do I stop spinning? Yeah? Is it still spinning?
Whoa, your special
Whoa!
guest is Louis!
Louis, oh sick, yeah! Louis does English, just go.
How is 2024 Neil different to 2023 Neil?
Ooh, well definitely my hair. Back in 2023, I used to have my long hair. I used to be 107 kilos, now I'm 94 kilos. Another big difference. Do you know what? Like, my life is very much the same. I do the same thing every week. I do the same thing every day. I eat the same food, do my same gym. I've been doing that same gym routine for 2 and a bit years. I have been teaching the same type of things, uploading the same type of things online. I guess I've started YouTube. So in general, yeah, things have been the same. Life's really good for me, man. I spend my time with my family, I'm at work, I'm at the gym, with my mates. Like, I couldn't really, with my cat as well. Like, there's nothing in my life that I feel like I could optimize. So I'm just gonna keep enjoying myself and building the best maths community online and just having fun with you guys. So yeah, I guess that's it. The community is obviously super strong now, much stronger than it was last year as well, which is pretty cool. Yeah.
Next question. Growing up, What did you want to be and why?
I wanted to be an actor, innit? So like, I used to go drama school, stagecoach. I was always the top guy in the plays. So like, whenever there was a school play or stagecoach play, I was the main actor in it. The only thing I couldn't do was sing. Although I'm a much better singer now. You guys know on stream when I sing, I'm banging. And yeah, I always wanted to be an actor. But then, obviously, becoming an academic and doing what I do now is like a perfect combination of like performing and doing maths. So even though back then I was like, be an actor, be on the main screen, TV and all that stuff, I'm kind of doing that. I'm not on TV, but I'm online and I'm able to express myself, able to perform in front of you guys during my streams and just have fun with it and do maths at the same time. So actually, even though, yeah, I wanted to be an actor, I would say I'm living the dream. And
What's the best and worst thing about teaching?
the best thing about teaching is seeing a child go from no confidence to confidence in the subject. Now, you don't need to be a genius. I don't really care about that. It's more so the change in the mindset. So I have a lot of students who'd come to me, they're down, they're like, I don't like maths, I've never been good at maths. Then they're able to change their mindset when it comes to their experience of maths. Then I would say the worst part of teaching would for sure be when you're in a school. So when you teach in a school, there's a lot of admin, politics, nonsense, rules that have nothing to do with the learning experience of the child. So to me, that's another big reason why I came out of teaching. I just didn't want to do all this admin stuff. Here I'm able to just teach and bond with the children and just make sure that they get the best results possible. So that's the best part of teaching, is just watching someone develop from down here all the way up to up there, innit? Man like Drac and that, started from the bottom, now we're here, ex-Cube Graph.
What are your top 3 movies and TV shows?
Mouth is full, isn't it? In my opinion, the best movie of all time is The Dark Knight. Like, you just can't compete. Batman, The Dark Knight is just like the greatest movie of all time. Like, it's a complete roller coaster, very deep. Like, even though the Joker is a maniac, his message is very relevant to real life. And I think Christopher Nolan is very smart in the way he creates these characters, because you kind of see yourself in some of them and in different parts of the movie. And the more you watch it, the more you realize how cleverly made it is. You learn new things every time. So that's definitely my favorite movie. The second one is Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, the reason for that, you guys might be thinking I just like superhero movies. It's not like that. It's Guardians of the Galaxy is the music. The music in Guardians is just unbelievable. I'm a big like 70s music fan, and that whole old generation, and it's all full of that stuff. So, and it's just they were super smart in bringing together those actors. They just play all of those characters perfectly. So, and they all, what's the FIFA Ultimate Team word? Chemistry between all of the actors is just like amazing, isn't it? So, Guardians for sure. Then another one that I recommend you guys watch is called Memento. Memento is just an incredible movie. If you guys have seen it, you'll know what I'm on about. Yeah, so it's all this kind of reverse, like backtracking events, and it's just super smart. Like, trust me, watch Memento. It will change your life, innit? In terms of TV shows, number 1, South Park. Now, South Park, right? If you don't, you guys might be a bit too young to watch South Park, but South Park is so smart in the way they do things, innit? So, like, I'm on their final season right now, because I didn't have Paramount. I'm watching, the way they take the mick out of real life situations, they just do it incredibly well. So right now they're taking the mick out of Meghan and Harry and just like, respect my privacy, yet they'll go around and just like parading themselves, but they'll keep saying respect my privacy. So that's the episode I'm watching right now, and I just love how they take current affairs and just do their spin on it and make it super funny. Another another TV show I would say is Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad, unbelievable TV show. Again, you guys might be a bit young to watch that. And then the third one, what have I watched where I just couldn't? In terms of the best season that was ever made in general, I would probably say Prison Break Series 1. Probably like one of the greatest series I've ever seen. Then Prison Break got super boring because they just kept doing the same thing over and over again. Yeah, I'd say these are good TV shows for you guys.
Next one, tell us your ethnicity.
Okay, so you guys ask me this like every week on stream. So technically, my mum is Italian and my dad is Indian. So my dad was born in Tanzania, but he's a Gujarati, Kemcho and that. So I know the brief history, but basically a lot of Indians went to East Africa to build the train networks. That's why my family went to East Africa. Then they did all that stuff, and then colonialism allowed them to then move to England. Oh, Jesus, yeah, colonialism allowed my family to move here in the 60s and 70s. Yeah, they moved to northwest London, innit? And then my mum, Italian, born in Italy, north of Italy, moved to the UK in the late 70s, I'd like to say as well. Then yeah, my mum and dad met on Oxford Street, innit? But I've actually done one of them DNA tests, innit? Ancestry DNA. And I'm very clearly half Indian, but the European side is a bit mad. I'm actually barely any Italian. I'm 30% French. It's not looking good, Mike. So my mum lied to me my whole life. Oh my God. So maybe I need to start learning French, but yeah, that's my ethnicity, mixed white and Asian.
How can I get better at maths?
How can I get better at maths? I would say maths is not as hard as people think to get better at. To become the best at is different, but to become better at maths is actually not the hardest thing in the world. So first thing is you need someone, well, if you want to do it on your own, you need to really delve into the basics and the foundations. So maths is a lot about building a house, okay? So you lay the foundations, then life becomes a lot simpler. So what I do in my lessons when I'm teaching is I make sure all of my students learn the foundations to every single topic. So for example, when I teach my year 13s the addition rule, I show them where it comes from, just so they believe me. Then it makes their whole experience of applying it much easier. So it doesn't matter what level you're at, learn the foundations to the topic, then you can very quickly build up to the harder problems. Because if your foundations aren't there, you can't apply your knowledge to other scenarios. So the fundamental mistake that students make, and a lot of teachers as well when teaching, is, for example, they will teach you expanding brackets. They'll have 6 bracket x plus 1, 6x plus 6. Then they'll give you 60 million questions just doing the exact same thing. Now, when you're doing that, are you actually practicing expanding brackets, or are you just practicing multiplication? You're practicing multiplication, not expanding brackets. So you understand a topic through its foundations, and you can do that through looking at shapes, areas, and kind of exploring where this whole concept comes from. And then we apply it to different scenarios, okay? So a lot of the time you need guidance for that. You need someone who's seen all the questions. So me personally, I've seen all the questions before. So with my students, I always show them a variety. So in one lesson, they've literally seen so many different ways of applying that concept. So that's how you get better. You need to make sure you're practicing variety with the correct foundations, because if you practice questions with incorrect foundation knowledge, you're just gonna be practicing questions with faulty logic, okay? So yeah, and it's very important as well, when you do a question, if you get it wrong, you make sure you don't just look at the answers, cross it, and then move on. You find out exactly why you made that mistake, which is why I always record video solutions for my students for all my homeworks. I show them exactly how to do the questions, so they're not allowed to move on until they've watched that. So yeah, that's how you become a great mathematician. But it is all practice, isn't it? Yeah.
Next question is, where is your dream holiday destination?
I mean, this is a tough one, actually. How deep do we go, man? Hey, yo, guys, I get deep very quickly, man. So, like, you can ask me a superficial question and I'm gonna start talking about stoicism. How are they connected, you may wonder? So, basically, the way I see things, when I was young, I wanted to travel, see loads of things, right? But as I've gotten older, what I've realized, the episodes of when I wanted to travel loads was when I was the most unhappy. Now that might sound deep, innit? When I was most unhappy about my situation at home was when I wanted to leave my home. When I say home, I mean like my London environment, innit? That was the time where I wanted to be away the most. I've like built myself up over a long period of time to a point where I really love my situation, my environment, all of that stuff, and I don't actually want to go anywhere. I don't actually want to travel anywhere. And the thought of going abroad actually just like makes me upset. I have to leave my cat, innit? So maybe it was when she came about as well. But yeah, I'm not a big traveler anymore. I would actually rather just stay in the UK. So yeah, where could we say, like Norwich or something? Did that make sense? But if you wanted to ask me my favorite country, I would have to say Poland. Now, why even go to Poland in the first place? Basically, when I graduated from uni, I became a personal trainer, and when I was working in a gym, one of my clients was Polish. His name was Tom. He was I couldn't say the name properly, but he introduced me to the best Polish food. So there's a place in Finchley, I don't know what it's called, but the Polish food, just incredible. And it's very heavy, red meat, soups and bread and all that stuff. So having grown up with them, personal training, all that stuff, I was very interested to go and see the country. And when I was there, people were so welcoming, they were so nice, food was great. There were so many things to see. I've been to Krakow, Warsaw, and Zakopane, which is by the mountains. Yeah, there's actually so much to see in Poland. The history is really rich. It's just an awesome place to go. So guys, it's cheap. So yeah, guys, I really recommend you go and see Poland. It's another reason why I went to Romania, because there's a big Romanian community in northwest London as well. So I went to Bucharest and I loved it there as well. So learning about the communist history, the food was great. Dzień dobry and that. Come on. Alright guys, I can't lie. I've made I would say a decent dinner out of this bucket, but I don't think I can have any more of this fried stuff. Even though I'm gonna try and finish that, but I haven't even touched my portion of chips in it, so I'm gonna share this bucket with my mandims. How'd I rate it? I think like at the beginning, the fried chicken is so good, but then like it very quickly becomes so sickly. You're just like, ugh. It's like you've had like 20 kilos of chocolate. You can feel the oil in your stomach like cooking.
Walk me through your 2024 Spotify Wrapped.
All right, so going in order of what Spotify tell you. So the first thing it tells you is your most listened to song. And hey, yo, this is a violation. I'm gonna give you guys context behind before I tell you this song, yeah? There's a reel that came out of this dude at a festival and they were playing this tune and the dude was crying, innit? And like, reminded me of when the song first came out when I was like 8 years old. So the tune was Akon, Lonely, innit? And I only listened to it 151 times. Hey, don't get at me, yeah? 151 times is not a lot, but I was still the top 0.001% of listeners, which is crazy. Hey, I'm gonna try and find this reel so you guys believe me. But there was some dude, and he was like in the crowd crying, innit? And it reminded me of this tune, it's such a banger. But then, my top 5 songs, you guys are gonna think I'm so random. So, Akon Lonely, then the next one was Peter Cat Recording Co., I Deny Me. Now, if you guys don't know about Peter Cat Recording, they're banging. They're an Indian band, but they just make the best music. Like it's like kind of jazz vibes in it. Then the next one is Lindsey Buckingham, Holiday Road. Guys, if you don't know about Fleetwood Mac, it's not looking good, mate. So I went from Akon to some Indian band to some music from the 70s. Then I've got Seabird, Alessi Brothers. Guys, if you've been playing Spider-Man 2, the end scene with the seabirds when Spider-Man takes the birds to the park up north, then what happens? I'm not going to spoil it, innit? This was playing, so it reminded me of the good times, innit? And then the final one, Uptown Girl by Billy Joel. Now, I listen to Uptown Girl a lot, but this year particularly because of a TV show known as The Boys. I don't know if you guys have been watching The Boys. You guys are probably going to be too young. But the main actor, what's his name? Huey. So, Huey, he always listens to Uptown Girl, the Billy Joel version. So that's how I got back into it. So yeah, Akon, Peter Cat, Lindsey Buckingham, Alessi Brothers, Billy Joel. But, so my top artists were A$AP Rocky, Elvis Presley. Yo, from A$AP Rocky to Elvis Presley is crazy. Then Akon, then Maverick Sabre, UK legend. And then Peter Cat Recording. That is it. I listened to over 5,500 artists. That's a lot. I listened to a wide variety of artists. My listening time was 47,000, which is not as much as I used to. Last year was 90,000, but that's because I don't listen to music in the gym. So yeah, Akon Lonely, mate. But I'm not feeling lonely, guys. You don't need to feel sorry for me.
Next one, why did you go into teaching?
When I graduated, I hated maths, innit? I was like so done with it. You would think that I'm an absolute maths geek, I am, but because I was banging out maths so much at my end of my 3rd year, I was sick of it. So I just went straight into personal training, you know. And so I was personal training for months, and then my sister, who is a maths teacher as well, it runs in the family, you know. She's a maths teacher in a school. She basically got me a job to do on top of my personal training to teach maths because she felt like my maths potential was being wasted. I started working in a school in northwest London, just basically a tutor. So I started off doing that. Then after a year of doing PT and tutoring in a school, the school turned to me and said, why don't you just do your teacher qualification? So I was like, all right, fine, why not? So I did that. And then kind of my career fell into place. So I never thought that I was going to become a teacher. At the same time, I've been tutoring maths since I was 15 because I did my GCSE maths a year early in year 10. So I was like tutoring people for £5 an hour. Mostly people my sister gave me because she was a maths teacher in it. So I'd been tutoring for like 6 years at that point, and then I was working in a school. It kind of like happened, didn't it? So yeah, I was never 5 years old and said, yeah, I want to be a teacher. That was more like my sister. She used to put me in the bouncy chair with her board, and she used to rock my chair like when I wasn't listening, innit? So like she, I think, was born to be a teacher. But yeah, mine kind of just happened like that.
What's your favorite Italian and Indian dish?
It's probably my mum's seafood spaghetti. So like I told you guys, my mum's Italian, north of Italy. She makes this incredible spaghetti with like, what does she put? Tuna, tomatoes, mussels, all this other seafood stuff. Like, and it's just so banging. It's like, I could eat it all day. She obviously makes all this other Italian food, which is amazing. But yeah, any kind of seafood spaghetti is probably my favorite. Pollo Milanese is basically just like, breaded chicken in it. So, but I think a lot of Southern Italians might not even say that pollo milanese is a dish. They don't really eat chicken that much. In terms of Indian, this might be controversial, but I think Indian food, Indian cuisine is better than Italian cuisine. The reason for that is it's more diverse. I think Italian cuisine is healthier, but Indian cuisine is has more variety in terms of what they cook. I think it's more flavoursome, but if I was to choose my favorite Indian dish, it would probably be butter chicken. Here he is, the special guest, mate. The big man himself. Hey, I'm dying, man.
Have you actually been eating as you can't?
Yeah, I can't eat anymore. I'm like, you can have chips though, you're vegan, you kind of... Pull up a seat, man, pull up a seat. Guys, from here you can see how big Louis is. He makes me look tiny, man.
It's all angles.
All angles, man.
I don't even lift.
Do you even lift, bro?
Have you ever thought about doing a bench-only powerlifting competition to get pretty strong?
I mean, I did talk about my gym routine being like just benching 4 days a week. All my life is just bench. I would potentially. The issue, I think with me, the only reason I'm not considering benching like competition-wise is because I think it's like a toxic trait of mine. I want to be the best at everything I do. And I know there are some absolute monsters like yourself out there who like will outlift me for sure. Like I'm not the strongest bencher for my weight class, which will be the 93 kilo. Like
That was mine.
Which will be yours. Yeah. So for my weight class, guys, 93 kilos, the people I'd be against are people a lot shorter than me, which puts them at a mechanical advantage for benching, which is obviously pushing out this way, right? And huge rib cages. Like, you know, you have a massive rib cage. Me, I don't. I would do it, but I need to get out of this, I would say, toxic mindset of always having to be the best and being like, I need to win everything I do. It's a childish mindset. It's like something you have as a boy growing up. You're like, I want to be the best at everything I do. And it's just a boisterous way to be. And I don't think even as an adult, you grow out of it. You just have to be a bit more mindful about it. So I think I would. My best friend, he's a Great British powerlifting coach. So with his support, for sure, I think I'll have a crack at it. But I think I need to work on a bit of my mentality first. So yeah, that's it. Maybe. Yeah, that's it. Would you get back into powerlifting?
No.
No?
I'm broken.
Broken.
Broken in every sense. Physically.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got slip disc,
Yeah.
low, fused discs up top, so I can't arch.
Yeah.
Like one clavicle sits like slightly lower than the other from a rugby injury.
Yeah.
Broken nose doesn't really affect anything, but I'll mention it anyway.
It affects my breathing.
One breath.
One breath. Yeah, exactly. Oh no. Yeah, I think like when you've been lifting for so long, you're like this turning into a bro conversation.
Yeah.
You're like been lifting
Forget
for
about the
so
cameras, man.
forget about everything else, man. Just like bro chat. When you've been lifting for so long, eventually your joints just are constantly in pain.
Yeah.
And you're just pushing regardless of the pain. Like you'll take
That's true.
Sometimes I'll just take ibuprofen before training just so I don't feel the joint pain.
Yeah.
Which is not a good thing. But you know, as you get older,
Can hamper protein synthesis, do you know?
no.
Yeah, so NSAIDs, NSAIDs, like anti-inflammatories, they'll reduce the inflammatory response that you want from training to adapt.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Hey, yo, that's one for Laura Does Biology, man.
Yeah, right?
To make
Yeah.
a video on that. Hey, yo, sick. We should do this more often, man.
All these collabs, man.
Yeah. I mean, I've got shoulder pain. I've obviously had 5 knee surgeries, but I still train.
You've only got 2 knees.
And
so
I've only got
that's
2
impressive.
knees, so yeah, for sure. Like it was all on 1 knee at least. So yeah, I've been like, yeah, managed to push through it all. But yeah, that's the answer. Maybe Neil does bench soon come.
Yeah, yeah, 100%.
Right, guys, that was the end of the mukbang. Obviously, I've got Louis helping me out with the chippy chips. So guys, if you want me to do more of these, let me know in the comments. If you have more questions, for sure you can find the community post on YouTube. And if you have any recommendations for videos, again, just hit me up, let me know on Instagram or on wherever in the comments. Hit the like button, subscribe for more maths content like this. And you can also subscribe to Louis' channel, Louis Does English. We'll be building that up soon as well. So as always, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Nice.